So this is problem sheet 3. And as you can see, this is basically a practice on the basis of different layers, the template and dimensions. So you can create this in the layout itself. So obviously you will have to set up a an A4 sheet in the page setup. You will of course need to make the required layers and then create this margin with grid references and the title block. Once that is done, then in the paper space, you are required to draw these different simple geometric entities. These are basically some lines and circles grouped together. You have this set of continuous circles, dashed circles, and these center line circles. So obviously you can guess that you have to create the different layers. You have thick lines over here, thin lines over here. These are probably thin lines with a dashed line type. Center line also have to be thinner than the object lines. So dimensions are provided for all of them. You can very easily create these things. Hatching marks are also to be provided in certain components, right? Now, one thing I would mention here is that the hatching marks, these marks should always be kept in the thin layer. So these marks, these hatching marks should be in the thin layer. Object lines, the outside lines would be the object layer. The inner hatching marks are thin layer. The interesting object in this sheet is the bottommost one, this one. You can see here that there are some broken lines provided here. This total distance is 240, but with these broken sections. What it means is that within those two broken lines, that means this line and this line, there is a larger length, but it does not have any kind of interesting part to it. So it's simply a continuation of these two lines. So there is nothing interesting happening within these broken lines. That's why this broken section is provided to reduce its size. So what it means is that this line length, actual dimension of this line is not 240. Probably it's going to be closer to 250 or something like that. So we are representing a larger dimension with a representative small line with the help of two broken sections, one here and one here. Now, how do you provide these broken sections? Any ideas? You can use the spline command. Spline command is used to create continuous lines. So here you can use the spline command to have continuous smooth curves. Let me just demonstrate how this object can be drawn. I'm going to draw it over here in the paper space. In fact, this problem sheet 3 tells you to create everything in paper space. That means for this particular problem sheet, you do not need to create a viewport. So we can simply create all the geometric entities over here. I do not need a viewport here. So you are not required to make it in this model space. You will be making all the components in the paper space. So let's see how we can make this. First of all, let's change the layer to object and start with a rectangle. The opposite corner of this rectangle is provided by relative command, and I'll provide it as 150, 50. If you compare this rectangle with a line of, say, length 240, you can see that it crosses over to the margin area. This is going to be quite big. So basically what we are doing is, this is not 240. This cannot be 240. So we are representing a larger length line with a representative smaller dimension, smaller length. Let me just delete this. Now we have to create the two circles. So they are at the midpoint of this rectangle. The larger one has a radius of 30 and a diameter of 60. So I have provided radius 30 over here. The next circle has a radius of 50. So a diameter of 30. So that is created. Now, these inside parts are to be removed. You can check the figure. There are no lines here. So which option to use? Trim. This will act as the cutting edge. And I will remove this part and this part. So the outline of this object is coming out okay. So these lines are required. That's one line. I'll join the quadrant points of this circle and create the other line. If you compare it with this, you have created the core object already. What is missing is the small circles, 4 circles that are there. So let us now create that. But for that, I will have to locate the center first. How can you locate the center? Let's look at the dimensions here. So this is 11. So in the horizontal direction from the edge, it is at a distance of 11. And vertically, that distance would be 50 minus 26 divided by 2. So that is 24 by 2 is 12. So 11 horizontally, 12 vertically. So let's take a line at the rate 11 angle 0 and again write at the rate 12 and the angle would be 270. We'll move downward. That is the center point. Take the circle. What is the diameter of the circle? Check here. So phi is 10. Radius would be 5. So put 5 here. And once that is created, you can delete these 2 lines. Do not forget to delete those lines. Those are simply aids in construction. You can say those are construction lines. You can remove those construction lines once you have created the circle. Now, how do you create the other? I'm not going to draw them again. I can use the array command. I can use the copy command, or even I can use the mirror command. So it is up to you, your personal choice, how you want to create that. So
Sir,
how can we use the mirror command? Select the mirror option, select the object. That is just a keyboard shortcut. So it's a very useful option to have. If you want to repeat the previous command, simply hit enter. Okay. So what we are doing, we are creating mirrors of the circle. So now I can select these 2 circles together, hit enter, give the mirror line, do not erase the source objects and hit enter. So that is created. Now can you tell me how to create these features? these two features. First of all, I'll have to create a gap over here,
স্যার
isn't it?
মাল্টিপল পয়েন্টস
So
এন্ড ওই স্প্লাইন দিয়ে করতে হবে।
yes, but how do you create the gap? First of all, you have a break option.
হ্যাঁ স্যার, ব্রেক থেকে
Remember
করেন।
that break at a point
Yes,
and break. So I'll use the break option. Select this object, and there is a gap that is created. Okay. Now I can use the same thing on the other side again. So this gap is smaller. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Let's see what we can do with spline. So I'll zoom in just a little bit. And now these points can be given quite arbitrarily. Hit enter. Okay, so there is a small gap over here, which should not be. I can extend it up to the point, I think, like that. So the gap should be closed. There should not be any kind of gaps. So that is done. It can be copied again, or you can make a separate another spline over here. I will use the copy command to make it quick. This is the base point and copy it over here. But there is a gap, as you can see, the gap needs to be closed. So you can always use the extend command, select the boundary and join it. It does not exactly look like this, but it does not have to. So some kind of a break line would be sufficient. So on the other side, again, you can use the mirror command, select the two splines, hit enter, specify the mirror line, not erase the source objects. So it is now mirrored on the other side as well. But there is a joining between the two. It has to be a gap. You can see here. So now I can use the trim command. I'll use these two splines as the cutting edge and remove the portion in between. Same to be done on the other side. Now the object is almost ready. What is left is obviously the dimensioning part and the hatching part. Do the hatching part first. Go to the hatch command. You can select ANSI 31 and use it over here. But I think this is just a little bit denser. So you can change the hatch pattern scale. This is the hatch pattern scale. You can make it 0.5. So that is done. But as I said, the hatching needs to be in thin layer. So go to this drop down list and make the layer thin. So let's change it to thin layer and put the other hatching marks as well. Again, can do this, but this time the hatch pattern scale, put it as 1. So the spacing increases. You can see that the spacing has increased, and that is what is given over here. On the other side, you can see that the orientation has changed by 90 degrees. So how can we do that? Go to hatch again, go to this side. Now this is continuous, means both sides have the same orientation, same alignment. But if you change this angle, this is the hatch pattern angle or hatch angle. If you make this hatch angle as 90 degree, then it goes in the opposite direction. You can switch on the line type scale and you can see that all the object lines are thick lines and these hatch lines are thin lines. I'll show you one dimension. Let's change to dimension layer and provide this linear dimension from this end to this end. And you can see that it comes out as 150. And that is what is expected, because we had created a rectangle with 150 mm length and 50 mm width. But as per the drawing, this has to show up as 240. So what to do? I'll just simply go to
Override होता है.
properties and make use of the
Override.
text override option. That is quite correct. So you can see that the measurement is 150, no doubt about that, but I will represent it the same length as 240. You can see this is 240 now. So this is how you can create such an object using the various commands. So how it will look in the preview, you can go to the print preview option or plot preview option, and you can see it like this. So if you take a print out, it will be exactly like this.